It only took us until 2025 to finally get this rolling, but it is your boy Jim John, and welcome to the first ever Jim John podcast. The title for this is still kind of up for debate. I'm pretty sure I'm going to call it Gymcast or Jim John podcast, something of the sort. There'll be a name for this, but anyways, guys, welcome to the very first episode. My name is Jonathan. I used to weigh over 400 pounds, about 415, 420 pounds. And I decided one day, this is it. I need to lose all this weight, and if I don't, I had just gone to the doctor a little bit before, like by my own. Took myself to the doctor, and the doctor said, hey, if you don't lose this weight, I don't know if I'll see you in a couple months. And from that point on, I never looked back, and my life has been so different from that moment. My life has changed in so many different ways. So I'm excited to tell my story, tell other people's stories, help other people, connect and relate, because there's so much that we human beings have in common with each other. And I feel like that's something that gets talked a lot about by people with podcasts and by everyday people, but I just feel like I could bring a new perspective. I know I could bring a new perspective. I'm gonna talk my ish a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I know I could bring a new perspective, and I know that I'm entertaining. And my friends are too, man, and I'm just excited to share that world and perspective with you guys. I would not be here today if it wasn't for the people around me and for the people in my life, and even just the people that have said hi and bye. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. So welcome to the first episode. There's a lot that I want to talk about and a lot I want to get into. Um, I actually have a little folder right here. Not a very professional folder, but it's actually has our lease info because, we live in a new place. But it's the end of 2024, and I know a lot of us are against the whole idea of, oh, new year, new me. And you know what? I kind of was in that boat. But with the way things have worked out for me this year, I kind of fell into the new year, new me kind of thing. And you know what? I've dogged on people for it a little bit. I've been like, hey man, it doesn't matter when you start. Try not to wait till, January 1st for that to be the day you start. But I definitely understand how people get into the loop, because I'm in the loop. I'm in the matrix right now. But let's talk about 2024 and the end of 2024, and just what things have been going on. For me, I'm excited for 2024 to be over. There were so many highs and so many lows. Like, I thought I've hit lows before. I hit a couple lows this year. And we'll talk about those things as we go, but I'm very excited to leave all of those things behind. And as we're looking into 2025, I honestly have a lot of optimism. As crazy as that sounds, I feel very optimistic. I feel very excited. Um, I just feel very motivated, and I've been disciplined. I just had my meal prep right now. Actually, it was amazing. I made some fried rice last night, and then some chicken. So I used a little bit of the Stubbs Polynesian sauce. Goated Casey Kelly. You're not watching this, but just in case you ever do, just know you are one of my favorite influencers. I do not care if you have zero aura. You are just a genuine human being, and I could just tell, like, from your videos and your charisma, you just seem like a very nice person. Um, you get plus 1 million aura for putting me onto the Polynesian sauce. So you did that, Casey Kelly. You put me on. Appreciate you. Also add a little bit of sriracha to it. Um, what else are we talking about? Oh yeah, heading into 2025. I just had my meal prep, just getting everything together, man. It's been very exciting, and I've been, my goal is to stop procrastinating. We'll get into all of my goals in general, but just like, I needed to upload this video on New Year's. Like, I'm literally recording this December 31st in my house. It's like 7 p.m. I'm sick, and I uploaded a brand new video, and I'm uploading this podcast. So today is just going great. Or I will be uploading this podcast. Just got to get these things out and just do it. If there's anyone out there, just freaking do it. Whatever you want to do as far as your goals, whether they're personal or selfish, or if you want to start some sort of movement, as long as it doesn't intervene in other people's lives and doesn't hurt anybody, freaking do it, man. Like, if you want to get a Barbie doll, throw it in a jar and go crazy, do it. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm talking about, bro, you're twisted. Like, actually, like, don't actually do that. No, please don't do that. But don't tell them Jim John sent you, okay? When the police are like, what did you do? Why did you do that to a Barbie in a glass jar? Do not tell them that Jim John was involved in any of it, okay? I didn't tell you to do that. You're just a freak, okay? So if you're listening, David, actually, David was supposed to be a guest today, but he told me no because he had to get a haircut. He couldn't flake on his barber. Like, bro, just hit up my boy Johnny Blends. Like, he'll get you right. Or hit up my boy Mark Garcia. Like, they'll both get you right. We out here just name dropping. We're being federal. But okay, so we talked about a little bit who I am. Well, I guess we didn't, but let me just real quick. So my name is Jonathan. I used to be over 400 pounds. I'm currently 25, and I live in Washington. My whole life I was morbidly obese. It wasn't until I was turning 21 that I realized, like, I cannot physically live this way. It was life or death for me, honestly. Like, in that moment, um, I made a decision, and I kind of already talked about, like, I never look back. Um, but a lot more stuff has happened from that. I'm someone who has dealt with a lot of mental health struggles. I mean, of course, you don't just become morbidly obese because uh, you just love food. There's a lot more than that. There's a lot of things that you wouldn't even think about. And my cat just jumped on her stroller just now. Luna, Luna, what are you doing? I'm filming a podcast. Had to yell at her real quick. I don't know why she's wilding out. Um, Well, anyways, who am I? I love the gym. The gym is literally one of my passions. I love basketball. I love football. To an extent, I like baseball. I like going to the games. I think it's cool. You know, am I on my phone most of the game? Yeah. Am I there with my girlfriend, just eating, having fun, rather than really watching the game? Yeah. Baseball, it's cool. Um, what else? What else? Who am I? I make YouTube videos. I make TikToks as well. You can follow me. Everything's Jim John, Instagram videos. I'm also a personal trainer. If you're looking for any sort of personal training, if you're just looking for advice, you can always privately message me. I'm not going to charge you for that. If I were to take you on as a client, that's a whole different process we got to go through, because I am not just taking anybody. And I don't mean that in like a mean way, but I mean that in like, um, if you're looking for someone to like hold you accountable daily, to someone that you could talk to at any point of the day, if you have questions about macros, how much cardio you should be doing, steps, like, come to me. We'll figure that out together. But if you're just asking me, hey, I'm really low on calories, I'm cutting or whatever, you just have a simple question, just message me. Th- Most of this information is free, and you can find it on TikTok. There's tons of creators on there. Hopefully, it's not banned by the time this video is out, or a couple of months after. There's a ton of really good videos out there that you can watch. But that's a little bit into who I am, man. There's a lot, but there also isn't, and at least not that I could think off the top of my head. Um, okay, so let's move on to the next topic real quick. So let's talk about the gym plus hobbies. So I guess that falls a little bit into who I am. But the gym is one of my main hobbies. I love lifting, and not just oof, I'm gonna pop my neck real quick, and not just like hypertrophy sense, or like classic physique. Like, obviously, I'm not a bodybuilder. I love lifting to an extent. I kind of treat myself like I'm a bodybuilder, in the sense that, like, I like to be on routine. I like to meal prep. I cut. Like Josiah told me the other day, take the bulk a little bit too far sometimes, like right now, but we're cutting, so we're all good. Uh, yeah, man, the gym is literally my life. It's one of my greatest hobbies. I love it. I enjoy it. There's nothing that I don't get from the gym. I get love from the gym, satisfaction from the gym. I get a lot of discipline and all that from the gym. Like, the gym is my safe space in that sense. As far as hobbies, I have so many different hobbies. I love snowboarding. I love basketball. I love playing football, Fortnite. I've been playing a lot of Fortnite with my girlfriend. I'm pretty good on PC. On PC, I'm really good. I love collecting Funko Pops. I love Legos. I love making YouTube videos. I love making TikToks. And I have two cats. It's not really a part of the gym or my hobbies, but that's just like, I guess that is a hobby. Being a pet owner is kind of like an everyday hobby. I'm literally watching her right now because she's being so bad. Luna, behave. Um, what other hobbies? Cars too. I used to have a Hyundai Genesis, but I crashed it. That's a story for another day. Um, what are other hobbies that I have? Oh, clothes. I love clothes. Actually, peep the fit. So we got some P6000s. We got the Shaka shirt with the Spider-Man printed on it. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's fashion. I love fashion in that sense. I also love diet soda. It's not one of my hobbies. What the heck am I talking about? That's not the gym or hobbies. Um, let's talk about stories from 2024. Oops. Okay, we're gonna have to edit that part out. I had to discipline my cat real quick. Okay, so bro, my cats are so bad. Like, actually, they're so bad. I'm gonna take a drink real quick. We stay double cupped. So good. Okay. Sorry. So we're gonna talk about stories from 2024. Now, one of the stories I have from 2024 is crazy. So I had the police called on me at the beginning of the year. As crazy as it sounds, yes, the Jim John got the police called on him in his own gym, and that's the only time I've ever gotten in trouble with the police. Besides one time I was like 7. My sister knows this story. I was just such an idiot kid, bro. I was 7 years old and I tried to steal a Sonic the Hedgehog toy. Not one of my proudest moments ever. Actually, stealing's bad. Don't steal, kids. Don't steal kids and don't steal kids. You know what I'm saying? Like double entendre. I feel like J. Cole, not J. Cole, Kendrick. Did I even use that phrase right? Well, anyways, I had the police called on me earlier this year, and I feel like that was the start of a lot of really bad stuff for me. Um, but pretty much what happened was I'm gonna come off like an a-hole right now, and like I think I'm better than everybody, and I promise you that's not the case. That's not the type of person I am. I promise you. So at my gym, I would scan in and I wouldn't scan in. I've been going to this gym since I was like 14 or 15. And I'm not trying to say that I developed some like superiority or anything like that. But I just sometimes I'd scan in, sometimes I wouldn't. Like my buddies, a lot of my friends worked at the front desk. They always like, "Oh, Jim's on, you're good." And I would tell people like, "Oh, like, hey, I actually got in a car crash. I lost my key tag. That's why I didn't scan in for the longest time. I didn't have a key card, and I asked for one, um, but they stopped using it." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, they'd be like, no, don't worry about it, John. Like, we know who you are. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I've been coming to this gym for years. They saw me lose 160 pounds. Like, they've known me. They love me, and like, I love them. I love everybody in the gym. Like, you can ask someone in the gym if they know who I am. Like, hey, you know who that fat brown kid is? Or you're like, oh, isn't that Jim John? Yeah, that's me. They're gonna know who I am. Um, and that's what I mean. Like, I don't want to sound like, oh, I'm so better. Like, I don't need to scan in. But there's this lady. We're gonna call her Karen because that's what she was. She was a Karen. Um, she did not like me whatsoever, and she had problems with other people in the gym, not just me specifically. But she would get very upset when I'd forget to scan in. Mind you, she just started working there. I did not know. I did not know her like that. Like I forgot to scan in one day, and she reminded me, like, "Oh, scan in. Okay, I'll scan it. Like, don't worry." Like it was never. It's never been a thing where like if you ask me to scan in, I'm gonna be like, no, because obviously that's what you should be doing. You should be scanning in. Like you're not above anybody. And you know what? That's a mistake that I made. Like if I would have just never gone into that habit, and like figured out a way to just scan in without worrying about it. Like I scan in now. Like it's not an issue. It's never been an issue. But this lady made it an issue. Um, But so one, it was on a Saturday. It was on a Saturday, and I'm going to the gym. Me and my buddy Omar, I think we're gonna hit back or chest or something like that. On a Saturday in the morning, and I'm on the phone. I walk through the front doors. I go real quick to change in the locker room. I'm walking out, and I see my buddy Omar. I'm walking towards him. This lady screams, and she's like, "Hey!" She's like, "You can't keep doing this. Like, when you come in the gym, you need to scan in." She's like, "You do this all the time. I'm sick and tired of it." Like, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, I told the lady, I was like, "Whoa." I was like, "Why are you talking to me like that right now? Like, you're literally yelling at me in front of a bunch of people. Like, you're acting like I just shot somebody or like I just did something crazy." And she's like, "You're so disrespectful." She's like, "Who do you think you are?" Like, she's just going off. Like, I don't really remember a lot of what she was saying, but I just know that she was talking crazy. So I told her, I was like, don't talk to me like that. Like, I don't know who you are. You're being super disrespectful. There's so many people here that like you're just yelling. Like, that's wild. Like, if that's how you get your rocks off, that's not my issue. Like, you need to figure something out. Like, I don't know what you got going on. So then she goes, "If you don't scan in right now, I'm gonna call the police." And she storms off. And I look back at Omar. I was like, "Bro, she's tripping. Like, what is she on?" Like, that was so weird. And I remember even there was another employee on shift. Literally walks up and was like, "Bro, are you okay? Like, what is her problem?" I was like, "I have no idea, bro. She just said she was gonna call the police." So I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna just go scan in, bro. Like, it's really not worth it. Like, I don't know what she's going on about. Like, she's making a big scene. Let me go scan in." As I'm going to scan in, she's like on the phone and she's like, "No, no, it's already too late. I'm on the phone with the police right now." And she goes, "Yeah, he's brown, Latino, 5'7". I was like, 5'7"? Oh, ain't no way this Miss Pringle looking lady just said I was 5'7", bro. I was like, I looked at it, I was like, ain't no way. Not even 5'9" or 5. I'm not even short. Like, I'm not even like that short. What do you mean 5'7"? That's crazy. Literally just insulted me for no reason. Um, and she's like, "The police are on their way." And I'm like, "Bro," I told myself, I'm like, "You're not gonna kick me out. I've been coming to this gym for years. Like, you've been here barely 6 weeks. Like, you think you're gonna be the reason I'm banned from this gym? You're tripping." So I left. I waited an hour for the police to get there. Never got there. The police did not care. There was literally an accident on this highway that merges like onto this like there's like a highway nearby. There's literally a car crash there, and the police were there. They were not going to come to the gym for some trespassing BS when there is no trespassing because I pay monthly to go to this gym. So I was like, whatever. I ended up going to Club 24, got my workout in, and I went the next day because I ain't scared of you. You don't own me. I'm Jim John, and she don't work there no more, thankfully. But that was crazy. That was a crazy way to start off the year. Um, and yeah, I do not like that lady. Anytime I see her, it's on site. That's just how it be. So that's crazy. That's one story from 2024. Now the next story we're going to talk about moving, moving plus my job. That's an interesting topic because me and my girlfriend recently moved from Kennewick, or I guess I shouldn't name drop. No matter. We moved. We're in this new spot, brand new spot. Love it. And it was such a pain to move. It was literally just me and my dad moving all my stuff, which I love you, Dad, so much for that. Thank you so much for helping me move. Like, you have no idea. Like, my dad should not have been helping me move, but he just did it out of the kindness of his heart. And I will never, like, my dad is the greatest man that I know. When people tell me like you're just like your dad or you're like your dad, that is the greatest compliment they can ever give me because I wish I could be 1/10 the man that he is. And he was helping me move like the whole day. Like, I have so much love and respect for my father. It's same for my mother. Like, both of those people are huge influences. But Lionel, Michelle, Uzi, other Michelle, KJ, where were y'all? Why was nobody helping me move? Why did me, my dad, and Gabby? Why were we the only ones moving? That is so crazy. I'm not actually mad, but just like, why were we the only one? Like, listen, when we blow up, my dad's getting a Cybertruck, and when you guys are wondering why no one else has a Cybertruck, Watch this video back, and then you'll know. You'll want this. You'll know why you guys don't have Teslas. Okay. You know how hard it was to move this couch. Well, actually, Lionel, you did help me move this couch up. My dad did too. But it was just a couch. So everything else, I had to bring it upstairs. I had to after work because I worked from 4 a.m. to 1. I had to bring everything else up. You know how hard that was? We're talking like P. Diddy with 10 honey packs. That's how hard that was. Pause. Um, that was a pretty easy topic, but this one's actually going to be super crazy. We're going to be talking about the Ekkovision weight loss challenge, and I just want to start off by saying rest in peace, Baxter and Thielen. Um, Baxter, I feel like I've said so many words about the type of creator and the type of person. There's so many people on social media who feel the same way. He was just a very kind and loving soul. Rest in peace. Same with Thielen. Thielen, your content was great, and I know that you were up and coming, and it breaks my heart. It genuinely breaks my heart. I still remember where I was at and what I was doing when I found the news out, and I just was just flabbergasted. It's probably the best word I could use. Just in shock that happened. But I want to send my thoughts and prayers, obviously, to the family. Um, Mama Bax, I'm not sure if you're watching, but I just wanted to say uh, that you are very strong, and I hope that you and your family are, um, you guys are doing okay. I know it's the holidays, and things get hard, but just know, Mama Bax, we love you. Everybody in the gym community loves you. We love you guys. You have our love and support. Um, you raised an amazing man, and I know that he would be proud of you guys for how strong you guys have been through these tough times. But the Ekkovision weight loss contest was held for Baxter and Thielen because they unfortunately passed away. I'm not going to get into all those details, but um, the creator of Ekkovision, was hosted a weight loss competition. It was 3 months. Whoever had the best weight loss transformation would win $5,000, and I I was actually the winner of that competition. I went down from 290 all the way down to like I think it was 260 or like 255, somewhere around there. And I can't tell you like how insane of a moment it was to win that challenge, to do something, I don't want to sound super presumptuous or anything like that, but to do something bigger than just yourself, to do something, to have a purpose for something is just a feeling that I can't describe. Honestly, I was in a very dark place when that whole weight loss competition was happening. We had just moved from our very first apartment over to this new place that we were at, and things honestly weren't the best mentally. I was going through a lot mentally. It was just a struggle. I'm gonna keep it real. I had just lost my job at the time. Not a lot of people know that, but I did lose my job. Um, and that's the first time of me ever like saying that on camera like that, or to anybody really. And it was a hard time, man. I think the hardest thing about it was accepting why it happened and like how I can learn and grow from it. In life, some things are out of our control. Also in life, you make mistakes and it happens. And like it wasn't like I don't even know where I was gonna go with all that, but it's one of those things where you leave a situation, you keep it at that, and you go to a new situation and hope things get better and that you are able to find a place that you can just go in, do your work, get out, not have to think about work. Ideally, I think that's what most of us want. Um, at least initially. But I lost my job and it was hard, and I was on unemployment for a little bit. And as a man, like just not being able to provide to the extent that you should be, and not being able to find a job, and not just trying to get whatever, like it's very frustrating. And the weight loss competition coming in was like the perfect thing because it gave me purpose. It gave me something that I could work hard at. And you're probably thinking like, John, you can't bet so much time and effort in a weight loss competition hoping that you win. Like you don't know if you're gonna win. But honestly, I had a feeling from the beginning that I just had so much love and passion like this. I know I can win this. And, I got to give one thanks to God always. I got to thank God for allowing me to even be in that headspace to win. And I've talked about it a little bit. It almost makes me sad that I won because what it signifies. Because even though I didn't know Baxter and Thielen personally, no amount of money could ever replace human lives. I don't care how many episodes of Squid Games you've watched. Like, no amount of money is worth another human being's life. Um, but it was very difficult, man, and I'm just so thankful that everything worked out. Um, that weight loss competition, I was at like 2,100 calories. I was busting my butt every single day, just doing a bunch of cardio, tracking my food, all of this. Like, I was really on my grind, and it was literally my life for the next 3 months. Like, that was my whole personality, was cutting down weight, cutting, doing cardio, playing basketball, doing whatever I could to just burn extra calories. Like, it wasn't like I was starving myself like before, but I definitely put a huge emphasis on cutting down weight. Um, and that $5,000, helped to an extent that I can't even describe. Um, I got a new job. The money went to paying off some of my debt. Um, well, we also went on a vacation with my family. That was really cool. I had money saved up regardless, but we went on vacation with my family. That helped out. We bought a brand new bed. Um, it just put us in a situation that was so much better. So to M from Ekkovision, thank you so much. You have no idea how $5,000 changed my life, but it has changed my life more than you can imagine. And I'm extremely grateful to you guys for picking me. And the words will never be able to describe how much that helped me out. And we got little Lulu right here. Hi, Lulu. Yeah, we were yelling at you earlier. Um, But transitioning from the weight loss competition, things are about to get crazy. We're going to talk about Lake Tahoe. So me and my girlfriend went with my family to Lake Tahoe, and that was probably one of the coolest experiences that I've ever been a part of. Like, I've never been anywhere besides Utah or Texas. So like, to be out of the states, I mean, also besides like Oregon, that's like right next door. But I've never been to California. I grew up my whole entire life wanting to go to California so bad. Like, honestly, like, I would have loved to have been a Cali kid. Like, the water, the beaches, the weather, whatnot. But we went to Lake Tahoe, and it was so much fun. We drove 13 hours to California. That was freaking bonkers. Like, I can't describe how bad that was. And my sister has one of those newer cars, so I felt like every time she was kind of hitting the brakes, like, it is not, I don't even know if she was hitting the brakes or the car like auto brake, but like, we would literally get jerked forward. So like, my neck was so stiff, pause, at the end of the first drive, that like, I could not stand being in a car anymore. But we went to Lake Tahoe for, I think it was about a week or a couple of days, and it was a lot of fun. I got to go parasailing for the first time, and that was the craziest experience I've ever had. I do not like heights whatsoever. I hate heights. Um, and the whole time, my girlfriend promised me, which she still hasn't gotten me, a pair of Oakleys. It's like these super sick Oakleys. I think Patrick Mahomes is wearing it at the shop that we saw. But they had these Oakleys there. And I told my girlfriend, I was like, you have no idea. And we actually got in a fight about it, because I told her, I was like, you are not going to get me to go parasailing. You know that I'm scared of heights, and you're asking me to go with you and making me feel bad. Like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go parasailing with you. And then she's like, I'll buy you a pair of Oakleys. I was like, all right, you got me. Let's freaking go parasailing. I'll do it for $200 pair of Oakleys. Um, and the guys, I forget the guys' names. They were so cool. I think I shouted them out on my Instagram. But there's these two guys. They ran like the boating operation, whatever. Um, One of them was the captain. The other was someone, I forget their names. I'm so sorry. Um, but they were so cool. From the moment that we got on the boat, they're like, "Hey, you want some tequila?" I'm like, "Hey, bro, I'm all good. I already had 3 shots. I asked my brother to bring the bottle before we even freaking got on that boat." But the whole process was so dope. Like, we were on the boat. They were describing like, "Hey, we're gonna go. I think it was 1,000 feet in the air or something like that." He's like, "We're gonna go slow. We're gonna go smooth. Like, you're not even gonna feel it." Pause. What's it called? This is super safe. We've never had anybody get hurt. We're gonna go far out. We're gonna give you guys the best view of Lake Tahoe, and they really did. Like, I was actually shaking. Like, I do not like heights. I'm deathly afraid of heights, and I was shaking. They were calming me down. They're like, "Hey, man, I promise you, you're not gonna feel it. When we let you go and you're in the air, you're not. It's not that bad. I promise you." Um, and I remember just being like, "No, I don't think I can do this. I don't think I can do this. I don't think I can do this." And the guy's like, "Bro, you can do this." He's like, "I know you can. I promise you. After, you're gonna feel like you're the king of the world." So they helped me up. They helped my girl up. They strapped us onto this. Oh, actually, we I think it was like at the back of the back of the boat. They had the parasailing stuff, and you're like held on. You're like kind of strapped onto the the parachute thing, and you kind of just put your legs through, and it's almost like you're sitting on a swing. Like there's straps for your legs and like your crotch and your back to support you, and then I think there's some like on the side here that you can grab. I did not let go the entire time that we were parasailing to the side of those ropes. Like I was holding on for dear life. I was so freaking scared. Um, and we were up there for a good bit. They're actually so nice. We did not pay to go 1,000 feet in the air. I think we paid for like the medium one. And they took us 1,000. Like they took us so high in the air. They took us way past 1,000. Like they were freaking soaring through the air. It was crazy. We were the only ones for the day, so we just kind of we got the whole scenery. But I was swearing like a sailor, so you guys will never see that footage because it is bad. It is just me freaking out the whole time. Um, and I'm looking off to the side because I'm just trying to look at the mountains. Like I'm not trying to look down at the water because when you're up in the air so high, the ripples in the water, like the waves, they just look so tiny. I remember looking down and the boat looked this big. I was so shocked. Um, so I was super nervous. I was super scared. And it's just the craziest feeling being up in the sky. Like that was one of the craziest experiences that I've had. And it was super cool. And my girlfriend, like, when she gets scared or like she's sad or whatever, she doesn't really let you see it. Like you can hear it in her tone sometimes, but she doesn't really show it as much. And even then, like I could kind of tell like she was freaking out a little bit, but I was expressing how bad I was freaking out. Like I was letting it be known. Jim John is freaking terrified right now. Um, but it was an awesome experience, man. Those guys were so cool. If you're in Lake Tahoe, I think it's I Survived the Shark or something like that. Those guys, there's two younger guys. Those guys are your guys, man. They're so sick. Like I love those guys. Shout out to you too. Um, but after, uh, oh, I almost forgot. Okay, so right before we went parasailing, I had an incident somewhere. I don't think I can say where exactly because I don't want to get in trouble. But I was at a basketball court, and this happened right before I went to California. I was playing basketball. It was the very first game. There was, very first game, very first play. I got the ball. I'm dribbling up the court. There's 9 of us. I only know 8 of us there. There's one person playing and one person sitting out. So it's 4-on-4. So there's 9 of us total in the gym. One of the people playing has never been to that Gold's gym ever. I've never seen that person before in my life. And I actually thought he was a chill dude. We were kind of like talking a little bit before we started playing. Like it was chill vibes. It was cool, just throwing a joke here and there. Just I thought it was gonna be a really good day. Like I'm about to go on vacation. I just won a weight loss challenge. Like life is amazing. Like I don't know what else I could say. And first play, I go up dribble. He go for a layup. He grabs me by the shoulder, like the shirt, and my and like down here, and like pulls me. And I missed the layup. Like I just kind of threw it up. I was like, oh, I got fouled. I was like, I won. Just kind of threw it up. And I was like, oh, that's a foul. And one of the guys playing, he's like, John, he's like, you're really gonna call that? He's like, that's so soft. Like that's such a soft call. Blah blah. And then all of a sudden this guy goes, what? That's a foul. You're gonna call that? He's like, nah, that ain't no foul. Blah blah. And I was like, bro, I was like, you literally grabbed my shirt. Like, what do you mean? Like, you literally pulled me down. And I'm under the basket when I say this, and he's towards the free throw line, like the corner of the left side of the free throw. And then he's like, yeah, yeah. He's like, I touched you. He's like, I grabbed you. And bro literally like pulled my shirt and started dragging me towards him. He's like, yeah. He's like, I fouled you. I was like, yeah. And I'm literally just like this. I was like, unhand me, fiend. Like, let me go. I was like, bro, I was like, you literally like pulled me down. And then I was like, that's a foul. Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, yeah. He's like, all right, I'm going to keep touching you. And I was like, what? He's like, I'm going to keep fouling you. Yeah, I'm going to grab you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, bro, this, like, I just remember looking at his face and I was like, bro, what is, like, I did not see any reason or, like, there's no way I could talk to this guy. And all I remember was push his arm off me and we're just looking at each other. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I was just trying to read his body language, and I see him do this, like he's getting ready to fight, and out of nowhere, I see someone's hand just go flying. Like I'm just seeing like, boom, and I just see him get clocked right in the chin, bro, like Mayweather style. Like it was a nasty punch, and I'm like, bro, I was like, what is going on right now? Like what the heck? Like who threw that punch? And like it kind of unblurred, if that makes sense. And I realized, oh my god, I threw the punch. Like I remember, I don't remember my arm ever moving. I just remember him like flinching towards me, and I just see my arm just go boom, boom. And I thought somebody else threw a punch. I was so thrown off. Like never in my life did I think that would happen. And I blacked out from this point. So like everything else is literally just what other people were saying. Like everybody there was saying this. Um, but like the punch goes through, he just gets stunned, like he gets smacked right underneath the jaw, and it was not enough to knock him out. I have seen so much anime. I've seen Gon, I've seen Luffy, I've seen Tanjiro. Hell, I've even seen Deku of all people, throw these crazy punches to end the fight, where they're giving it their 100% all, and then the villain falls down, and they're victorious. And everyone's like, yeah, yeah. Bro, when I tell you, this man was Blackbeard. This man was literally Blackbeard. Like, he snapped his head back and went, say, ha ha. I was like, no way, brother. I'm about to get my ass beat. Like, this guy is about to give me a pounding. No, don't clip that. Don't clip that. No, but seriously, his head snapped up. I was like, oh, I'm about to be cooked. This guy's about to kick my ass, bro. I just, oh my goodness, I just knew. I just freaking knew right then and there, bro. I was so cooked. And it was so like, it was one of those things where it was such pure instinct that I was like, oh my God, like, are you okay? Like, what happened? Who did that? That was my initial response. That's how shocked that I was that this had just happened. So, um, what's it called? So we square up. No one else threw a punch after that. Everybody just runs in, separates us. And I know it's kind of lame. But I will say I know my punch hurt because he did not say anything till he was leaving. When he was leaving, he was like, "Hey, you punch like a," and I'm like, "All right." So that the fact that that wasn't the first thing he said made me feel a lot better. So one Jim John, zero that guy, and he had to take the bus home. So that guy was cooked. But I tell people this situation is what caused the downfall for the rest of the year. So after that happened, obviously the whole California thing went on. There's one more story. This story is going to take up most of the time. Um, and that is, so we got the job, we got Ekkovision, Lake Tahoe. We're going to talk about the hospital. We're going to take a quick intermission because I need to get a quick drink of this. And I also need to make sure the audio is good. So I'm going to do that very quickly. So unfortunately, the camera did die, and I'm having to redo this segment. And I honestly think that this part I'm going to keep a little shorter than I anticipated. I'm going to try to have a new take on it just because I did just talk about it for like 20 minutes. So I was going to talk about the hospital and that kind of that story, but I'm going to save that for another day because it's kind of something that's still ongoing. So we're going to switch it to something new, or at least a different take on it. So this is the part of the podcast I feel like more people are going to be a little bit interested in. And this is talking about how I ended up finding out I have an enlarged heart, and that I do have a medical condition. The thing that sucks about this and the timing of all of it is, like I said, I had just lost my job. I had also just won a weight loss competition. I'd just gone back from an amazing vacation with my family. My girl got to be with my family. It was the first time we've ever been on a family trip, and it was such a beautiful experience. Like, I'll talk a little bit more about the family trip, but seeing my mom and my girlfriend and my brother and his wife, my dad and my sister and my mom's friends, like, just being with them and seeing my girl be a part of that was just something that I just could never believe. Like, if you would have told John at 21 or at 20 or at 18 or 19, like, yo, your girl would be with the family and your family loves her and like they're supportive of you guys, like, I would have never believed that ever, because um not something I'm going to touch on now, but if you know me and you know my story, you'd be like, that's wow, that that you'd be good for, you'd be like, great for you, I'm happy for you. Um but it was just such a surreal experience. I mean, my niece, she's only like a year or two old. Um and she loves Gabby. Like, she loves my girlfriend. Like, every time she sees her, she's like Gabby. She like runs up to her and she's like Gabby. And I'll be like, you want to go with your Dia? And she's like, Gabby, Gabby. And it's just so beautiful, man. Like, I honestly kind of get teary eyed thinking about it, because it's just such a beautiful moment that I don't take for granted. Seeing my little niece just like being so loving, being a child, just being so free, just it makes me want to tear up, bro, just thinking about it. But just everything about that trip was just so beautiful. Getting to spend time with my sister, and my brother, and just be with them, because we didn't really have those moments growing up. Like, we really didn't. Like, um me and my brother, my brother knows this. We weren't very close when I was younger. I mean, we got a 10-year age gap. We just weren't the closest. And my sister moved out when I was in elementary school, so obviously that was hard. And she took her dog with her. That was messed up. Because I love that dog, even though that dog didn't love me. I loved Enzo. I love Enzo. And just, oh my goodness, that whole thing's kind of funny. But she moved out, and it was just kind of me, in a sense. So it was really nice to feel like I'm getting those moments back. And I've never had these like deep discussions with my brother and sister. And I don't know if they're gonna listen to this podcast, but from not having those moments with them to being on a trip with them and just seeing them throughout the day, and like the whole day, seeing them the whole day on a trip, and spending time with them, and just seeing how they react to certain things. It was just such a beautiful moment, just something that I will forever cherish, because we just didn't have those moments really growing up. Um, and it's not a bad thing per se, because everybody makes their own decisions in life. We have so much things going on. Um, do in a sense, like I when I was younger, did I kind of feel like I was left out a little bit, from the three of us, a tiny bit, but I also had everything else. Like, I got a ton of love from my parents, and not that they didn't, but my dad gave me an allowance. My mom made sure I had clothes from time to time. Like, they really did a lot for me. So in that sense, I'm blessed in that sense. But I also would have loved to, have been around like my brother and sister. But I feel like I'm explaining this poorly, but like, just things didn't shape out that way. So when I think of that trip and being with them and those moments that we shared, it just makes it that much more grandiose, because I love them. I love my sister. I love my brother. Like, knowing them now, and becoming more of an adult and becoming more appreciative of things and them, and their life and their stories, and learning more about them, I have a much bigger appreciation for them, and I love them. Like, that's the overall message that being on that trip showed me. Like, wow, like, I love these people even more, and it was just very beautiful experience. And obviously my mom and dad, like they're getting older, and it's a joy to be around them and experience being on vacation with them and spending more and more time with them, because unfortunately we do get older. Time does seem to slip out of our hands, and one day your dad has a head full of black hair, and next thing you know you're like, wow, he's got a lot of gray. And then you look yourself in the mirror and you're like, damn, I got a lot of gray. And it's the sad reality. But when you realize that reality, you also have to check yourself and think, okay, this is happening. Yes, they're getting older. Am I appreciating them to the extent that I should be? Um, and that's one of those things that being on that trip was also a blessing in that sense. Like really getting to appreciate them more and more. Um, and seeing like my girlfriend around the family, like it felt like a real family. It's something that like I've never had and that we've never had, and to see that and be a part of that was so beautiful. Like to have that moment was just awesome. Um, and the stuff that ensued after wasn't very awesome. Like obviously, if you don't know, I'll explain it now. I do have a medical condition, and it kind of sucks the timing of everything. Like after coming back from vacation, starting a new job, and kind of starting to get everything situated, wanting to move, I got sick. I ended up going to the hospital for a couple days, spent a couple nights in the hospital, and it was really hard on my mental state, losing everything, losing my strength, losing my conditioning, not being allowed to take caffeine, not taking any stimulants, like everything that I felt had made me and helped me get to where I'm at just got taken away. My ability to play basketball and feel normal got taken away. My ability to run and feel normal got taken away. And honestly, looking back, I feel like there was some signs that something was not okay. But I kept attributing everything to being obese and not working hard enough, like not being able to breathe when I run, and my heart taking forever to start when I'm playing basketball, and just always being out of breath. I never thought that it was because of a condition. I thought it was always because I just wasn't running as much as I need to be. And then to finding out like, no, that's not the case, dude. You actually have something wrong with you. So I have an enlarged heart. And dealing with that has been, challenging. And that's not to say that my condition's anything insane and that, I have 10 days to live, but it's something I have to live with every day. And, some people are going to be ignorant to it and be like, dude, you're fine. Like, there's people with that condition that are fine and live their lives accordingly. But if you put yourself in my shoes and felt the way that I felt these last couple months, you would understand that it is not the same. I have a high pain tolerance. I try not to complain about a lot of things. Like if I'm feeling sick, when I start complaining about stuff, that's because it's actually happening and it's actually affecting me mentally. And with the heart stuff, man, it was really hard. I I doubted if I'd ever be able to lose weight again. I doubted if I even wanted to go back to the gym. Like it was just really difficult processing all of it and really understanding, not necessarily why me, but like why do I keep getting tested? Why am I like constantly in these situations where I feel like it's life or death, or like where I feel like I'm just being pushed to a limit? And I think I've understood it a little bit more. Um, and it's all kind of led me to one of my goals for this year, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Um, so when I say that some days I feel sick and some days I don't, what I mean by that is some days I wake up and my heart's beating really hard. I can feel my heart working a little too hard. And I feel almost like cold, and like I feel like I'm going to kind of pass out a little bit. And I just like this part of my head, like a ray or something like that. I don't know how to explain it. Just feels really off and just like I'm not myself. That's kind of how I describe it when I mean like I feel sick. Um, Now it doesn't happen all the time, and I don't know why it really happens. I just got done. I was wearing something similar to a Holter monitor for a week, and I would press like a button every time I felt really sick. So hopefully, with those results, they're able to like, see kind of what's going on. So that's kind of the hope, with all of that. So we'll see where things go from there as far as those test results. Um, but pretty much the left and right ventricle of my heart are on the wall of my heart. So I think I'm gonna explain things correctly, but my heart pumps out blood slower than it should. So that's why I have a very low heart rate. That's why I freaked out all the nurses and doctors at the hospital all the time, because my machine would start beeping because my heartbeat's dropping in the 30s, and they're like, "What the hell is going on?" Like, this is not good. Like, this is really bad. Um, just kind of scaring them with that heart rate and whatnot. But um, I'm trying to think of what else. I kind of lost my train of thought a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Let me take a quick. I love zero sugar soda. So good. Um, but yeah, that's like another thing that I just kind of been dealing with. Like, it's a lot, you know. But as time has gone on, I got my routine. I got my medicine. I kind of know what to do when I feel sick. I've been taking a lot. I've been taking my fish oil, iron. I think it's called Cognitive Ted or something like that. It's like some sort of heart supplement. It's been helping out a little bit. Take my calcium. I take my vitamin D. Take my vitamins and all that, and I've been better, and I've been feeling better, and I've been getting to a much better space. Um, it it sucked at first, but um, first couple months after really testing me and really, really, showed me that, again, no matter what happens to me, I know that I can get through anything as long as I, stick to who I am. And I know that no matter what happens, I'll be okay. I just need a little bit of time to, reflect and to really process kind of the things that happen, and I can get through anything. Um, but yeah, it was just another moment where I got tested. But so I do have a medical condition, and like I was saying actually about starting a new job, like I would feel sick, and it wasn't till a little later. I had just started taking medication when I started my job, so I was um I was struggling at work. Like, some days at work, my heart would be pounding really hard, or I felt like I was just gonna pass out to the floor. And that's such a weird thing to kind of feel constantly. And I talked to my doctor about it. That's why they got me on the heart monitor and whatnot. But I've been feeling a lot better. Life's been a lot better to me. Right now, I'm in a space where, me and my girlfriend are actually going on a trip to Hawaii, and it's going to be a really awesome trip. We're really excited. We're going with my best friend Omar and his girlfriend Lex. I love the both of them. Love Lex. Love Omar. They're so sweet. Um, I actually shipped these two way before they were like even together or talking, because we all worked at the same place. And what's it called? What's it called? I'll never forget. I can't tell that story. I'll wait for them. Like, when we get them on the podcast, we'll talk about it. But yeah, I love those two, and we're all gonna go on a trip. It's a very awesome experience. I called Omar my best friend. He's my brother. I got a lot of best friends. I got brothers as well. Omar's a brother. Hafet, it's another brother of mine. Like, these people are my brothers. Like I genuinely love these people. Anyways, we're going on a trip in Hawaii. We're going here in March. I'm so freaking excited. Like, you have no idea. Like, that trip is gonna be life changing. So definitely very cool. We're gonna get on to our last topic. So we're gonna talk about our goals for 2025. Goals for 2025. What goals does Jim John have? Number one goal. This is gonna sound crazy. I'm gonna get over my fear of death, my fear of dying. And what I mean by this is that ever since I was really little, have been very scared of dying. And I realized it's not the fact that I'm scared of dying, it's the fact that I'm scared of dying and not achieving my goals. I think my own personal hell would be, I mean, if I even went down there, first of all, if I even, let's be honest, I've been a good guy. All right? I'm not getting dragged down, all right? Um, Luna, you're playing with your toy in the middle of a podcast? What are we doing, girl? Uh, Made me lose my train of thought. You owe me at least like 10 seconds because now we're in this awkward space where I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to say. Um, my goodness, what was I on just now? Oh, yeah, going to hell. My own personal hell genuinely would be if I, get sent down there and they're like, okay, this is what your life could have been if you actually would have followed your dreams. And I became a YouTuber, and I got to live the life that I wanted, and I got to put all my friends in these situations where they work with me and they're my partners, and we're all able to work together, and I'm able to just help as many people as possible. If I were to see that, that would be worse than any hell that anyone could possibly conceive. Luna, stop playing with the toys. Get your. She's just being bad to be bad. But that would be my own personal hell, is seeing that I could have actually done something great, knowing that I didn't accomplish any of those things at all. I think that to me would be soul crushing. That to me truly is hell, knowing that my potential is something that I sabotage and I never got to because, and it ended, it being my fault, not taking any accountability, like just it was my fault. And that's goal number one, is getting over that and accomplishing my goals. So that's why we're doing the YouTube videos and we're doing the podcast. Another thing, another goal for this year, be a better friend. I want to be a better friend to the people I love. Hang out with my friends more, do more activities with them, actually go out. Just started going out with Omar and Lex and the gang, and it's nice to actually go out. I just went to a bar for the first time, and I'm 25. Me and my girlfriend went. It was a great time. We went with them, and it was so much fun to like be out there. Granted, we look like a couple Mormon kids at a BYU, not a BYU. We look like a couple Mormon kids in Pullman. If you know, you know. Just awkward, not really knowing what to do. Uh, trying to get jiggy with it, but realizing like, man, we got no moves. Like this is kind of whack. But if there's anything that I've learned, tequila, tequila's the way to go. You want to be fearless? Tequila, Jose Cuervo, Casa Azul, or not Casa Azul, Clase Azul. What else is another one? Lobos. Shout out LeBron. 40th birthday. Shout out LeBron. What else? A couple Mormon kids at a Pullman party. That's crazy. Um, but yeah, that's my second goal. Third goal, be a better content creator. And I mean this. I have not been as disciplined as I need to be in uploading videos and actually like taking time to build a community. And that's something that I'm really ashamed of that I haven't done. Um, but I'm actually going to take the time to do that. That's why we're uploading. We're doing the whole shebang, getting guests on here. We got a guest coming Friday. I'm very excited for that. So that video will probably be out either Friday night or Saturday. So I'm just really excited to be doing all of this. So being a better content creator, responding to you guys, doing all of those things that I need to do. So that's goal number 3. Um, Goal number 4, Luna. Can you stop being bad? Goal number 4 kind of goes with goal number 1, but it's just not to procrastinate as much. Actually, like do what I need to do and get it done on time. So kind of 1 and 4 kind of go the same. Trying to think. But yeah, just not being scared of uploading and like pursuing my endeavors. Um, to add on actually to goal number 3, I think it was now. Man, I'm already forgetting. Uh, Not just be a better friend, but be a better partner. To my partner, make sure I'm loving her and giving her the attention that she deserves, and being there for her. That's one thing that's very important to me is with my friends and with my partners, making sure that they're okay. I'm someone who really loves to talk about feelings, and as well as like the psychology of what happens to us and why it happens, and how we grow from it and how it affects us. That's something that I really am super intrigued by. Like, I almost want to be a psychiatrist, um, to help people. Uh, well, anyways, I'm trying to think about another goal. I mean, I guess another goal for myself this year is to save up a lot more money. Save up a lot more money, become more financially literate, and get myself out of debt. Because I do have a little bit of debt. I mean, it's just a credit card, but still, I just want to finish paying it off and not having to worry about it. But even other stuff, like actually like adding to my 401k or my Roth as well, and like just being smarter financially, because you know who knows if Social Security is going to be around. These old white farts want to get rid of it, and let's be honest, they are these old people. I shouldn't have said old white farts. These old ass freaking evil lizard people want to cut our Social Security. And it's like, that's all we got, man. It's not like these people are acting like we got millions of dollars in stocks like they do. Like, come on, dude. Like, nah. We don't know if Social Security is going to be around. So I got to make sure I put my money and I'm smart, with whatever. That might even get cut out because someone's going to get mad about that. I don't give a damn. But just be better with finances, man. Make better decisions. Be cool if I got my Genesis coupe back or found a Genesis coupe and flew low and got that. But that would not be financially smart. So let's hope we get to a point where we can do that, because I would love to get my Genesis back. It was in a car crash, so we're not getting it back. That specific model, it's gone. It's cooked. Well, what else? I think that's pretty much it. That's all I really wanted to touch on in this episode. If there's any more questions that you guys have, just sound down below. But what I really want to end off with saying is that I love you guys, and I'm very appreciative of the position that I'm in to be able to post content and like uh, post about the gym and just stuff that's important to me. Please like and subscribe. I obviously, like, if you guys have any questions or comments that you want answered, comment them down below. If you want any guests to come on, comment down below. Let me know. Or if you want to come on, just talk to me. Um, I would not be here if I didn't make one small decision. And that, to this day, blows my mind that because of that one decision that I made, my life is so completely different. And there's a ton of stories and a ton of things that I haven't really talked about and haven't touched upon yet, because there's only so much time that I have and only so many questions that I can think of on the spot to really talk about all those things. But I'm just really appreciative to be in this position to really talk and really share my story a little bit. I'm excited for whatever the future holds, and excited to have more friends on here and really get down to the nitty gritty. What makes them tick, what makes me tick, what makes them them, and what makes me me. Um, Very interesting, and talk about our stories. So, but I love you guys so much. Seriously, thank you guys for all your love and support. Thank you guys for supporting this very first episode of this unnamed podcast. I think elephant in the room would be really cool, but I don't think I want to be known as an elephant or the guy, with the YouTube channel called Elephant in the Room. But this might also just go on the Jim John channel. I think it might just be like Gymcast or something like that, or Gym Podcast, or I don't know, something of the sort. I think I had a name and I just kind of forgot, so I need to figure that out. But once again, thank you guys so much. I love you guys. Thank you guys for everything. Seriously, I can't wait for the next episode. That is literally it for today. Hopefully you guys found this entertaining, and hopefully the mic was actually connected and it didn't sound too bad. But I will see you guys in the next video. Seriously, guys, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Eat your protein. I'll see you guys in the next video. Jim John out. Oye, chico, aquí ando. Boom, 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 boom. Seriously, guys, I love you guys. See you all later. Peace.